How's it going, Goomy Gang? Welcome back to the channel. Hope you guys are doing fantastic. Now, today's video, as you saw from the title and the thumbnail, isn't a shotgun. Kind of crazy, right? But a lot of you guys may not know if you're new here, I do cover other things. If you look at my history, going back all the way to Modern Warfare 2019, I talked about pistols and some SMGs, the crossbow, and with Modern Warfare 3's version of Warzone, I did a lot of tac stance builds and things like that for some really cool guns. And so I'm going to do exactly that same thing here to branch out a little bit, and still shotguns will be home base, but just so you guys know, expect some other content from other weapon classes. So to start this journey back into other classes, we're starting off with a banger with one of my new favorite loadouts to run, and this is the WSP Stinger Akimbo. If you played Warzone before, you probably remember this thing being an absolute menace for close range, and while it's not as crazy as it was, it still has a lot of really good potential and some things to keep it in check, and it's absolutely worth using if you're looking to spice up some of your time in the Warzone. So let's hop on over to sim.gg and check out why this thing is so fun and good to use. So here we are in sim.gg. We got a bunch of different SMGs from all of the different games, just a whole like mass of them here. And as you can see, we have a weighted time to kill average. And as you can see at the bottom, the WSP Swarm is coming in at the best one for time to kill, just based off of the average location here. Now, if we uncheck the WSP Stinger so you can see what it's like, this line that just popped up, that's the WSP Stinger Akimbo. Now, if you're hitting mostly chest shots, you can see 552 is about what your weighted time to kill could be. And even though it does extend out to a crazy distance, this isn't really likely, even though it looks insane, because it's akimbo and they're spread and people are moving. It's just not super likely. It's best not to use it at 30 meters. I'm just telling you now, but up close has some serious potential. Now, if you take off the weighting and basically just hit chest shots, for example, it gets even more pronounced and a 480 millisecond time to kill up close, which is ridiculously fast and really, really good. Even if it was just stomach shots you're hitting, you can see it's still better than a lot of the SMGs here at 560. And so for the average, you can tell it's going to be killing quicker than pretty much anything else and the SMG category, which is super cool. Now, of course, time to kill isn't everything, and there's a few limitations with this build that you have to keep in mind. First, the most obvious one is that it's akimbo, which means you can't aim down sights, so you're really limited to only hip firing and relying on how tight your hip fire spread is, so you have to kit it out for that specifically. And this can make it a little difficult when you're hip fire only. As a controller player, I know there's rotational aim assist and stuff, but I find hip fire builds a little tricky to work with because I'm used to that slowdown from aiming down sights. Maybe this is going to be better for some of you mouse and keyboard warriors out there, but for controller, just keep in mind, it can be a little difficult, at least for me personally, but it is a lot of fun. And like I said, time to kill isn't everything, but that's one of the things holding us back. But another nice thing about this thing is it has such a great sprint to fire speed, and it's got great mobility overall. I'm pretty sure you sprint faster than you do with your knife equipped, but it's only when you're doing a tactical sprint. I'm not going to actually measure that. Just know it's very, very close. So if you have this thing out equipped, you're going to be moving really fast. And one really good combo I found was to just use Resolute, which I pretty much use on all my shotgun builds as well. Resolute is such a fun and interesting perk, and I've enjoyed it. And for this thing in particular, when you start getting shot at it and you're moving left and right and trying to hit people, hip firing, it's a lot of fun and it works super well because you do have a little bit more of a movement speed bonus. So make sure to try Resolute if you're going to run this thing. It definitely helps in my opinion, and it's a ton of fun. So what's the loadout look for this thing? Well, we have a few different things to rock with. First of all, the 32 round mag, and it's pretty much mandatory because you burn through ammo pretty quick with this thing. 32 rounds, unfortunately, is all you get. Of course, the Akimbo rear grip attachment. Then we have the X10 sidearm L400. This is basically the best laser for getting a tighter spread, as according to the stats on sim.gg. So this one is definitely a little bit better than I think the other one's the Verdant hook laser. That's another good one, and it doesn't have a visible laser, but this one is a little bit tighter, so I just go with this one. Then we have the Hiss short light barrel, which gives us a little bit more range, taking that max damage range out to close to 9 or 10 meters, which is really nice. Now, there are a few other things you could run. Personally, I rock a suppressor because I like staying off the radar, but you could rock something to help with the recoil because this thing does kick a little bit, which can be a little bit awkward. So if you want to use something with recoil, look at the advanced stats. They're all pretty much the same. Pick one that helps about 15%, or you can use the ammo attachment to get maybe better range, maybe better recoil control. It's kind of up to you. I wouldn't really bother with any of the stocks, and really this is the basic blueprint you want to be using, and the last attachment is kind of up to you. Now, in the past, you could rock the breacher device on the muzzle category to get an even tighter spread. Unfortunately, that doesn't work in Black Ops 6's integration. It doesn't actually help with your spread anymore, so you can just throw that one out the window. As for my overall thoughts on this build, honestly, it's a ton of fun, and I recommend anyone trying this out just to kind of break the monotony of Warzone a little bit, because I know it's getting a little bit stale. We're still waiting on Verdansk and bug fixes and all this stuff, and I think Season 2 Reloaded comes out in just a few days, or maybe tomorrow as of recording this. But honestly, just give it a shot. It has a ton of potential, and it can be unforgiving, but if you just go into it thinking, okay, this is going to be fun, I'm not going to take it too seriously, it can be a lot of fun. And like I said, it definitely has potential, so don't just write it off. Don't underestimate these things. They are a ton of fun, and they definitely have potential. But that's pretty much going to do it for this video, guys. So So as always, I want to know down below in the comments, what do you guys think about this little build? Do you think it's better than I'm letting up to be, or do you think that it's actually pretty inconsistent and not very good at all? And with all that being said, guys, I will see you in the next video.